Hi, I'm Chioma. Welcome back to my channel. With everything that has been going on as far as all the plane crashes, I have been thinking about death a lot. Like a lot, a crazy amount. Especially since you remember that one week where we had like 5 in a week? I had a trip like the next week after that or something like that. So I was very much worried. I was very worried. I was very much like, what are we gonna do? Like, should we still go on this trip? Like now we had this American Airlines and the Black Hawk collision, and then we had the one in Philadelphia. Now there is like a plane that caught fire in Texas, and I have another trip coming up. So once again, I started thinking like, damn, should I go on this trip? Death is a huge part of the Christian belief, Christianity, because the whole thing is when you die, where are you going to go? So, of course, you have to consider the fact that you're going to die. So I thought about it, but I was always like, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm going to go to heaven. But then I'm not a Christian anymore. And part of it is because I don't even believe in heaven or hell. But let's talk about the hell part because now that I'm not a Christian, according to the religion, when I die, I'm going to hell. But like the whole concept of hell is just so weird to me. Like there's the fact that like does it even exist? Truth is, I don't think so. And I have a lot of questions when it comes to hell. So the biggest thing I know about hell is that like you're gonna be so thirsty, which I don't know why that would be a thing because according to the Bible, we're going to be in different bodies. We're going to be in everlasting bodies, in heavenly bodies, right? Everybody is going to be in heavenly bodies, both the people in heaven and the people in hell. It's just the people in hell, their bodies are burning 24/7. Meanwhile, the people in heaven, they're doing whatever, which we're going to talk about heaven in the next video, I think, because that's also something that's so strange to me. I'm like, this also doesn't make any sense. But first, hell, we're going to be in these heavenly bodies, but for some reason, we're just going to be so thirsty because we're burning in fire. But like, we're not going to be hungry. Like, okay. Wait, I don't mean to make it sound like that. Like I'm I'm actually dead. That just occurred to me today for the first time. I have never thought about it before. But now that I think about it, like yeah, if we're gonna be so thirsty, why wouldn't we be hungry too? Like that doesn't make any sense. That's actually funny. Wait, but okay, so let's get this straight. We're gonna be hungry, we're gonna be thirsty. I'm assuming for the hungry part. We're also going to be in pain 24/7, but we're not gonna die because we're just gonna be burning forever and ever and ever. I'm also confused about that part because it's like, okay, if we're burning forever and ever, wouldn't our pain receptors get used to it? But then also, like the Bible does say that for the people that go to heaven, there will be no death and there will be no pain. I guess don't have pain receptors, but like we do. But then wouldn't our pain receptors just like get overloaded or get used to the constant? Like we're gonna be in the same amount of pain forever. At some point, wouldn't our body just get used to it? But then here's the important thing. Here's the thing that really gets me about that. It's like maybe we wouldn't have pain receptors. I don't know. But because the people in heaven, if they don't have pain receptors, like wouldn't they die some other way? Because pain receptors actually keep us alive. Like it's actually very important to help us stay alive, the pain receptors. So I don't know. It's kind of strange that they would not have pain receptors, but then we would. But then we would have to have pain receptors for us to be in pain 24/7. I don't get that part. But yeah. Anyways, I think the biggest thing with death is not even us. Because like I said, I don't believe we're gonna go anywhere. So we're gonna die, and for us that's gonna be that. Now the people that are left on earth, like our family, our friends, they're the ones that are going to suffer through the pain of our death. And I wonder how would they deal with that? Because it's not like they could control it. It's not like they could have done anything to prevent it. Like you could be like, oh, I wish they didn't go. Oh, I told them not to go. But the truth of the matter is, you can't really do much to prevent your death. Like, if somebody came into my house right now and shot me with a gun and I died, you know, there really isn't much I could have done to prevent that because, like I'm just minding my business and somebody shot me. So when you think about all the people that get shot or all the people that get attacked for no reason, like people that get killed by serial killers, like they didn't do anything to like bring it upon themselves, so like I feel like death is just something that happens. It just happens. It's just a part of life, even though sometimes we do tend to take on blame, like, oh, I wish I could have helped them. I wish they did listen to me and didn't go, or I wish they didn't listen to me and didn't do that, or whatever the case is. Sometimes it just happens. It just happens. And I think it's so scary for us to not have control over how our life goes. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't know how it's going to end. We don't know where. We're just here for the time being and we're just living, and that's all there is to it. And then one day we could just die. I think that's what's so scary about it. And then the fact that there are other people in this world that will directly take action that could lead to our death is also very scary. It's all a bit jarring to us, I think. I think we're all a bit on edge, especially when we see news of people dying all the time from circumstances they couldn't control. I feel like it just makes us just a little bit more anxious, a little bit more scared. But what other option do you have? If you let yourself be consumed by the fear and you don't let yourself do anything, you're not going to live life. If you're not living life, why do you have it? Right? Life is funny like that. Like you have no choice. Live it or don't live it, you're still gonna be here and then you're gonna die one day. Like regardless of what you're doing, everybody's gonna die. The people that are like, oh my God, I don't wanna do anything. I wanna just stay at home. Lots of people die in their own homes. And sometimes it's not even from natural causes. You could slip, hit your head, and then you're dead. Bleed out on the bathroom floor. You could just die. Some people just die. Like they just fall down and they just die. Like their body is just like, okay, bye. Some people are in their house and they get hit by a stray bullet, especially during like New Year celebration or 4th of July celebration when people just want to shoot in the air. Sometimes those bullets hit people and they are in their house and they die. So if you're like the kind of person that you're like, oh my God, I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything because I might die. This might happen. That might happen. Newsflash, you can die regardless. But then also, you could be the kind of person that's like, I don't care. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do this. And then you go do it. And then you die doing it. It just happens. What can you do? Honestly, nothing. I feel like that's what makes it so funny because you can't really, like, what can you do? What can you do? You can only pray if you believe in that. Um, Maybe if you're a witch, cast some spells of protection, Do say whatever you feel you need to say to protect you. If you feel like that kind of stuff works, you can definitely engage in that. That's really all you can do. And then go about your day because you never know when. You never know when. And I guess talking about it more is just helping me feel better because the truth of the matter is like sometimes I be scared too. Am I still gonna go on my trip? Yeah. Because I could die as much going on that trip as I could just in my house. I don't ever want to get to a point where the fear of something happening, especially something as unavoidable as death happening, just takes control of me. And so I'm not able to do anything I want to do because I'm so scared that I might die one day. I don't ever want to get to that point. I feel like the best course of action is to just live your life, and then if you die, you die. Like it's a bit unfortunate and a bit harsh, honestly. Like you can't give us a little heads up, but I guess that's life. Because when you think on the other side of it, so you're like, "Oh, I'm so scared of dying." But the truth is, people are also so scared of living. So like a lot of us are just here. We're just existing. We're not dead. Sure, we're not dying, but like, it's not like we're living either. We're not doing anything. We're just waiting to die, but then also scared of death. It's so strange. And that's the thing also with Christianity. It's so confusing, right? Like they always pray for protection, pray against death, this, that, and the third. But then are also so easy to pray for Jesus to come. Like, oh Jesus come, Jesus come. But it's like Jesus coming is basically a type of death. Because now our physical bodies are gonna die and then we'll be transformed into the spiritual world according to Christianity, right? But if you die as a Christian, you could just go to heaven and be with God right now. Well, some people say, oh, you have to wait till he comes the second time and then everybody will go up the same. But you could die and go to heaven right now. So it's like, why wouldn't Christians want to die? I don't get that part, but I don't get that part because I feel like as a Christian, I guess maybe they feel like, oh, they have a purpose, they still have to spread the word. But a bunch of them are not spreading the word. Like, I don't see them going to wherever to go be missionary. Like, they're not interested in being missionary. So that part kind of confuses me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, if I believed that when I die, I'm going to go to heaven, why wouldn't I want to die right now? I actually feel like a lot of Christians, especially the younger Christians, don't actually believe in heaven. They haven't sat down and really thought about it. They believe in hell in a way, but not so much in heaven. Because, see, believing in hell is not so much hell itself, it's believing in pain and suffering, which makes sense because we're used to seeing pain and suffering. So it's like that's familiar. So if somebody is like, oh, if you touch that table, you're gonna break your hand. That would make sense to you than for them to say, oh, if you touch that table, you're gonna become a unicorn. Like, we've never seen a unicorn before, but we've seen somebody with a broken hand. So like it would make sense that we're gonna be like, oh my God, I don't want a broken hand. So you might not necessarily believe that you'll become a unicorn, but you might not touch the table at all because you're like, I don't know. I don't know about breaking my hand because that is believable. So, like, when the Bible says, oh, if you believe in me, you'll go to heaven, but if you don't believe in me, you go to hell. I feel like the going to hell part is actually more of a motivator than the going to heaven part, right? A lot of people don't necessarily care to go to heaven, in my opinion. Obviously, everything here is my opinion. So, a lot of people don't actually care to go to heaven, they just care to not go to hell because hell is scary. Who wants to be in pain for all eternity? Like, just pain and thirsty and probably hungry for the rest of forever, not even for the rest of their lives, because at that point you have no end to your life because there's no more death. You're just gonna be suffering and be in pain forever and ever and ever. Versus, like, a lot of people don't even spend that much time thinking about heaven, because think about it. So say you're a Christian, you die, you go to heaven. What about it? Like, what about it? Honestly, it's just not as interesting as saying, oh, you're going to go to hell. Now, that's a lot more scary. People are like, oh my God, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to be in pain. Like, I don't want to suffer. So if you go to heaven, there's no pain, there's no death, like no suffering. What are you doing? I just want to know. I'm not going to say like life is defined by the pain and suffering, but those are huge parts of it, right? Like that balance, that dichotomy is very important, life and death. So when you're thinking about death, you almost have no choice in a way. Like, not even you have no choice. It's natural to also think about life, right? When you think about heaven, it's natural to also think about hell. Like, you always, like, those opposites are always there, right? So it's like when you go to heaven and there are no opposites, what is there? I honestly don't think heaven is about happiness. I think it's about indifference because there's just nothing, right? Like, are you going to be happy or are you going to be a slave? Oh, let me explain what I mean. Okay. It's like, are you going to be happy? Like, oh, Hosanna, Hosanna, praise be to the Lord. But then, like, what if you get tired of it? They say you'll never get tired of it. I don't know about y'all, but I get tired of everything. Damn. Sometimes I even get tired of being myself. I'm like, damn, let me go be somebody else for today, for a change. Like, get tired of eating the same food. And then that's the thing. Are we going to eat food there? Or In hell you're gonna be hungry and thirsty, but in heaven you're not gonna be hungry and thirsty. I'm not gonna lie, like that sounds kind of sad. Like that's the one, and then oh my god, oh my god, the one time you have the perfect body, which every time people have said the perfect body, they always mean like model figure, like for women, slim, shapely. For men, they're thinking they're gonna have six pack abs, they're gonna be 6 foot tall. Like, why is that everybody's idea of the perfect body when it comes to heaven? That doesn't even make sense. I just thought about that for the first time too. Oh my god. So, anyways, in heaven you're supposed to have this perfect body. I guess you won't be hungry or thirsty, right? Like, I just feel like people haven't really sat down and thought about heaven, everything it supposedly entails, and whether or not it even makes sense for their lifestyle. Like, is this even something you would want? Right? Like, I just don't see how we're gonna be here and all we can do is say Hosanna, Hosanna. And then oh no, I had actually read somewhere that like we're gonna be like ruling the new earth. Like some of us are gonna be like in charge of the new earth. And then we're gonna be working, so we're not gonna be like lazy, we're not gonna be like not having anything to do. Like we're gonna be working, we're gonna be proactive. But then I'm like, so what's the difference between that and earth? Like why not just like what's the difference between heaven and life on earth? The only difference is pain and suffering. But pain and suffering is what makes the joy and the happiness more, you know what I'm saying? Think about when you listen to sad songs versus when you listen to happy songs. It's like, oh, yesterday I was so sad. Today I'm so happy. Like, I'm like, that's interesting. But I just feel like the stuff people want to remove from the earth to make heaven, it wouldn't really make sense, right? That balance needs to be there. I guess the balance is supposed to be heaven is all the good things, earth is all the bad things. But then neither people are going to be happy. Sure, the people in hell are going to be miserable and want to kill their fucking selves. But so are the people in heaven. Because I'm not gonna lie, that shit sound boring as fuck. But I mean hell also sounds boring. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. Like who the hell just wants to sit there, do nothing but be hungry, thirsty, and burning for all eternity? No. But then also who wants to sit there happy, I guess. Oh, you know that one movie? It's called Altered Carbon on Netflix, where those people are in like they're in like heaven. I don't know. They're like the rich people of the world or something. Like they're very high up there. Those people, you see all the weird behavior they entail in. They all the things they partake of just to feel something because they've been alive for so long. Like they don't feel anything. That part of the show was definitely given. What's that one movie? Hunger Games, where they were doing weird things just to be able to feel something in their cold hearts. That's what heaven is giving, Loki. Yeah, that's what it's giving. It's like after a while, those feelings it becomes boring. Then you need some entertainment. It doesn't sound like there's much entertainment in heaven. It really doesn't. Right? The only entertainment is gonna be Hosanna, Hosanna, praise be the Lamb. Like after, like how can you do that for all eternity? And then they're gonna be like, oh, but you're gonna love it so much, like with your new bodies, with your eternal bodies, you're gonna love it so much. I don't think so. I don't think so. Is it that you're actually gonna love it, or is it that God is going to make you love it? That's kind of like, damn, it's kind of like slavery. What there's something at the back of my mind like, oh, it's like Get Out, you know? Maybe we're gonna be in the sunken place, and then like our bodies are gonna be controlled by God. So like we have no choice but to love it because we literally have no choice, because we're going to be in the sunken place. Damn, heaven is the sunken place. Wait, hold on. Let me not accuse. I'm not accusing anything. I'm just thinking. I'm walking through my thoughts, okay? Because obviously, because I'm thinking about death quite a bit. But yeah, my stuff is about to die, so I gotta go anyways. But I definitely gotta come back and talk more about heaven because, damn, I never really thought about it like this before. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that's suspicious. That's weird. But I'm definitely going to come back and talk more about it. And this time, I might even bring some Bible passages just to explore more. I actually want to do more of these talks because I be yapping to myself in my room, child. Anyways, I gotta let y'all go because my stuff is about to die. But if anybody sees this video, because as of now I have like 0 subscribers. But if anybody sees this video and they're interested in following me, definitely follow and like and subscribe. But more importantly, I have like an assignment for you, a homework for the next time you come back. Okay? What do you think about heaven and hell? Like what does it mean to you when you think of heaven, when you think of hell, but especially heaven? What does it mean to you? Because I feel like we spend so much time talking about hell, but not as much time talking about heaven. So, like, definitely let me know what it means to you. I would love to know. Like, when you think about it, what do you think about? Have you ever thought about these things that I'm talking about? Are there anything that you're like, why would we want that in heaven? Definitely let me know. I am curious and I'm going to do more studies on it, like on the Bible passages part where it talks about heaven. And I'm going to be back. As you can see, I love to yap. So I'll definitely be back to talk some shit, okay? See y'all later. Bye bye.